Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. All right. So, not a new judge today. Not new at all. We're going to go to Laka something. That's where this is. We've seen this, oh no, it's Lena Wee. Lena Wee. Lena Wee is where we are. We've watched this courtroom so many times. I don't know if we've ever, said where it is before, but it's Lenawee. If anybody lives near Lenawee, you can tell me how I'm mispronouncing it. It could be Lenawee, but nothing from Mike. There's me before. Just let me double check and make sure Micah didn't text me. This is a daily ritual. Nope. Nothing. That's fine. He's fine, guys. He's fine. Okay. I don't see Mr. Brooks today. Or, Underwood? No. Oh, I can't remember her name, but we have someone else new today. So that counts, right? It's not a new judge, but it's new faces in an old courtroom. Same thing though, parents. Parents who can't get it together. Here we go, let's go.
Okay, we are on record for what has been docketed for our third regular review and a permanency planning hearing. And the names of our participants, please.
Lee Heiss, lawyer guardian ad litem.
Cassandra Thomas, counsel for the department.
Karen Swinsky, foster care worker for Lenawee DHS.
Michael McFarland, representing father.
Father Wesley Piper.
Mother Maker.
Sorry. Alexis Stang, appearing on behalf of attorney Ariel Walker.
All right, welcome. Ms. Stang, could you confirm we've made a little time for you to talk with Ms. Gerber ahead of time?
Yes, that is accurate, and we are ready to proceed.
Thank you. We also had just a brief bench conference. I don't think we covered much outside of what would already be covered during today's review hearing, but any comments on that, counselors?
No, I think we were able to share information that came to nothing in the end anyway, so I don't think anything needs to be reported on the record for me.
She goes with you.
I don't have anything to add.
The bailiff just tried to arrest the judge. Guys, it's fine. She didn't get arrested.
Your Honor.
I think Ms. Stang just wanted a moment to confer with her client in private, so that's all I have to add.
All right, Ms. Heiss.
Thank you, Your Honor. The really good, stable news is that the agency and the placement have provided everything that this child needs. I think he's blissfully unaware of the situation in his life. I think he thinks his parents add like frosting on the cake, and he has nice visits with his parents who bring what they need to visits. And however, when we take a step back and look at the progress of parents, the court report was talking about increasing visits to the extent that not increasing the time, but increasing to unsupervised. And I just don't think we do experiments with children. I don't know how mom and dad would find a driver to pick the child up, take the child to visits, and return the child. And I don't think it would be appropriate in this case to have foster parents doing the transportation. There are times when we can ask foster parents to do that, but I think that would be inappropriate. The purpose of increasing to unsupervised visits would be to challenge the parents to find an appropriate transporter and to be there on time without all the extra supports. And I do think it's time to know whether these parents can do more of the load. Their housing is unstable, inappropriate. The psychological evaluations are still, that professional is still recommending structured and supervised visits, so that in the end, I don't recommend unsupervised visits. I know it would be a nice way to see the parents progress, but
To see the parents progress. Ay. Monica, thank you so much for the cheers.
When I look at this little boy in his foster home, I don't know why we would build this bond at this time without more progress from the parents. This was gonna be a very short case, a very quick turnaround. You know that we've dealt with these parents for many years, 5 or 6 years, and for them to progress this slowly in services, you know, mom knows sobriety when she sees it, and she's not doing it, and she is, her drug tests are showing us that she's taking her prescription, but that's part of the part of the battle. That's not all of the battle. So I would ask you to consider not increasing the bond until we increase some of the other factors that reduce risk of harm to the child. And I have visited with him face to face in his foster care home in the last 10 days. Thank you.
Ms. Thomas. Okay, I'll ask Ms. Gerber to be sworn in, please.
Like, come on, if you stand.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Morning, Ms. Gerber. Did you have an opportunity to read the court report for today's hearing?
Yes.
Was there
Could you
anything,
speak up just a bit for me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
and was there anything in there that you thought was inaccurate?
No.
Okay. So I'm just gonna walk through it with you real quick, okay? So there's the violation of civil or criminal ordinances laws. It looks like there's a bench warrant pending from 2020 that you informed Ms. Gabinski about. Is that accurate?
Yes, I have to pay that ticket and it'll be gone.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, I went online and looked up your name. Are you aware of any other outstanding warrants?
Not at the moment.
Okay. When is the last time that you had law involvement?
It's been a while. I mean, I've had tickets in the past, but I've never really been in trouble, like had a charge.
Okay,
For a couple of years.
okay. Was the last time you were pulled over in 2023?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any tickets or any warrants related to that at all that you're aware of?
I know I had a ticket and I do have to pay that too.
Okay, okay. And then the report still indicates the issue, and I know we talked about this last review hearing, the $600 from 7-Eleven.
I'm still trying to take care of that.
Okay,
I've just had a lot of financial burdens happen the past couple of weeks.
Okay.
And I'm really not trying to like prolong it.
okay.
I want to off my back.
Let's see. There's some concern about the communication style between you.
Okay, it just started out weird. That's not what normally happens. First off, is her name Stang? Okay, fine. First off, Stang questions the guardian ad litem, mostly. And then they talk about real crimes or issues, drugs, you know, felonies, tickets. They started off asking mom about tickets from 2023. I don't understand what's going on. This isn't normal.
And Mr. Piper, is that something you guys are working on in treatment or anything like that?
Yeah, we're going to Parkside, but we're supposed to have our first session last Thursday, but Debbie's daughter was in the hospital. So now this Thursday at 2:00 is our first session together.
Okay, and just for the record, can you let us know what services you're getting from Parkside?
So far, I'm getting trauma therapy from Vicky. I'm getting recovery therapy, like recovery coaching through Debbie, and then I'm just getting regular therapy through Chris.
And Debbie is going to assist with couples therapy,
Yes,
but she's your recovery coach?
yes. She's licensed in both areas.
Okay. So she's doing your substance abuse treatment?
Yes. And then I also attend women's groups with Debbie at 12:00.
he's toast. Dad's toast because if mom is using her own recovery therapist as her couples therapist, this therapist is already on her side. Dad's gonna go in there, and this therapist is gonna agree with everything mom says.
And when did you start going to Parkside?
Just a couple weeks ago, I think 2 weeks before Halloween.
Okay, so like mid-October-ish?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to go to Dimensions of Wellness like Wesley, but to be honest, it just seemed like it was a lot of work, like a lot of burden. And they only had one counselor that specialized in substance abuse. Well, this place has more than one counselor that specializes. So just in case Debbie's not available, there's other therapists that are.
Okay. How do you feel parenting time is going?
I think it's going really well. I do agree with Ms. Keys that I do feel that there needs to be a little bit more supervised visitation before unsupervised can be looked at. Just on my area aspect,
Can you explain that a little more to us?
just because I've had a really long lengthy history with CPS and a lot of like deceitfulness in my past, where I do think that I have a lot of proving to do before we can really explore that option.
You completed the supportive visitation program, which had an element of parent education, correct?
Did she just say what I think she said? She said, I've had a lot of deceitfulness with CPS in the past. I think she was talking about herself. I don't think she was sitting there saying CPS is deceitful and, you know, it's a conspiracy against her. I think, yep, Stang. I think she was talking about herself being deceitful. This is crazy, guys. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Do you feel that you still need any more parent education?
I don't feel that it wouldn't hurt. I do feel that there are areas that I am lacking in.
Okay. So you would like more parent ed?
Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I also seen that there was a recommendation in the court report for a psychologist. And that's a good thing that I'm talking with Parkside because they gave me 2 references to 2 places that I could start looking into.
And I'm sorry, can you speak up just a little louder? Did you say based on the psychological, there were recommendations?
Yeah, I did notice that there were like recommendations for like a psychologist. So I wouldn't be opposed to looking into that. And Parkside gave me 2 references that are in town that I could start looking into.
Are you receiving any medication support or mental health support from CMH?
No,
Okay. Can you give us an update on housing?
the housing is still, we're still where we're at, but I'm working with Debbie because she does work with Housing Help. And I do have a couple more forms that I need to give her, but once I give her those, then we can give it to Housing Help and actually start that.
Speaking of your psychological, is that something you were able to review with Karen or anyone else?
No, just myself.
Do you know if your therapists have a copy?
I believe she does.
And when you say she, I know that you have a few service providers. Who would you be referring to?
Vicky.
Okay. One of the scales indicates a heightened, I mean, there's several heightened scales here, but one was indicative of an individual with low frustration and tendencies towards increasing levels of coercive behaviors. Do you feel like that is something that you experience in yourself?
Yes.
And is this something that you and Vicky are addressing in therapy?
Yes.
Okay. It looks like you're attending all parenting times, which is great. And are you having any troubles bringing any of the required materials that he needs?
No, there are times that I forget, like I'll forget to bring diapers that are at home, but there have been times that I've been forgetful.
Is there anything that you would like the court to know or anything else you want to address from the court report?
And I'm really trying to change this time. And I don't mean to drag my feet. It's just scary.
There's one other thing I just wanted to touch base on. Are you receiving Suboxone treatments?
Yeah.
And who is that from?
Work it out.
I'm
Sorry.
It's okay if you need a moment.
Work at Health.
Work at Health? Okay. Is there, to the best of your knowledge, is there any communication going on between Debbie, substance abuse provider, and the Work at Health treatment team?
I'm not sure. I did sign a release of information, show that she's able to contact them. I just don't know the communication between them at this moment.
Okay. All right, thank you. I have no further questions of this witness, Your Honor.
Cross-examination or any questions for your client, Ms. Sting?
Yes, thank you. Ms. Gerber, do you intend to take care of that bench warrant and ticket from 2020?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
How much time do you think it will take you to pay that ticket and resolve the bench warrant?
I honestly just need a couple of days. I just had a lot of financial burdens just come up on me. Instead of taking care of the ticket, I took care of all those instead.
Okay. And in the court report, it indicated that there was a doctor appointment for Kyler on September 16th of this year that you did not attend. Do you recall that appointment?
Yes, and I believe the day of that appointment, actually, me and Wesley were not told of that appointment until a half hour before it was happening. I do remember telling Sierra about it, but I do recall that they forgot to let us know when
I
it
might be
was.
with, I
And
don't
we were in
know.
Saline at the time, so to drive all the way there and make it wouldn't have happened. I would have made it by the time they would have been walking out.
Okay, Mom, be quiet for a second. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay. Okay, wait. So, the way I put a headband on is, I bring it in front of my hair, and then I push it back, and I get this part. This piece of hair right here, it looks like, I'm just wondering how the headband is staying on the head, because when the headband goes back too far, it pops right off. Like it pops right off the back. So if it's definitely not hooked behind her hair, because most of her hair is in front of the headband. I see this as behind the headband. But how is she keeping her headband on? How does that not pop right off the back? If my headband is just slightly past center of my head, it pops right off the back of my head. I don't understand. It looked to me, if someone showed me that picture, I'd say, oh, that's AI. This piece of hair does not belong here. Is it just a hair? Is it? I don't know. I hope she just keeps looking forward. So, it just looks to me like that is about to fall off. And I don't know how she's keeping it on in place. Maybe, if she just faces the camera, I won't see this angle and I'll be okay.
The doctor there is normally pretty efficient. She's pretty fast and timely.
Okay.
I would say it's a wig, but still.
And you are still experiencing issues as far as stable transportation, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And do you believe that paying that ticket from 2020 to get your bench warrant taken care of will help resolve some of those transportation issues?
yes, because when Wesley came up to the courthouse to help me pay on the ticket, they told us that that ticket was holding me back. If I paid that ticket, I would be able to get my permit back,
Okay.
or at least, the process of it.
Okay. And then once you are able to get your license, do you have a vehicle that you will be able to rely on for transportation?
Yes, but I need to get it insured and plated and all of that. But for the moment, I do have transportation for Kyler. For the meantime, if unsupervised visitation was to be looked upon, I've already looked into people and they have already talked to me and they are willing to drive. They also have talked to Sierra. So we both know the drivers if that was to happen.
Okay. Did you communicate that information to the caseworker regarding the people or person that you would be able to have help you with transportation?
I don't know, guys. That's not good. If you can't, I'm not saying to be a parent, you have to own a car and you have to have a driver's license. But when your kids were taken away from you and you're trying to get them back, I would say you have to have a car and you have to have a driver's license. She does. She looks. I thought it started out strong for her. I really did. I mean, she was in a couple hoodies in court, which, wasn't the best option, and messy hair bun is also not the best option. But she's going downhill real quick. Listen, lady, you can get a very cheap car, even if it doesn't run great, as long as it runs a little bit. Nose is running, yep. I took my boss home from work a couple nights ago. Guys, it was hilarious. My boss gets in the car. I start up the car, and then I try to turn on the lights. Brake lights didn't work, or the tail lights didn't work, so I bang the dash like I have to do. I don't need a fishing pole anymore. I don't have to hit it from underneath anymore. I got real mad one day and I hit the top and it worked, so that's what I do now, right? So I hit the top, got my tail lights on, and then I started to go. I was driving and it was okay, but then we get to the end. We get to the end of the, where our driveway to where I work, and I have to stop to make sure there's no cars coming. As soon as I stopped, I stopped, the car stopped while I was looking. To me, it's normal. To me, it's fine. Her hand goes on the dash, her hand goes on the slide, she goes, "Oh my God, is your car okay?" I don't know why she held on for dear life, because we were stopped, but my car just started making, a noise. It makes a noise when I stop. So every time I stop, I have to throw it in neutral. That way it doesn't make that noise, or turn the radio up. She was like grabbing on for dear life. "Oh my God, is your car okay?" This is in the first less than 1 minute. We get in the car, I turn it on, I bang it, and I drive it up. She's like, "Of course it's okay. I drove that car to Boston." I drove it, and it was fine. So I think I can take you home, ma'am. You live right down the road. No. And you know what? I had no warning Josh, though, it's such a good little car. I even had a car payment. When did I get that car? I got that car like, ooh, I don't even know when I got that car. 3 years ago, maybe more. I haven't had one car payment in like 3 years. Like, it's amazing, and it's so much fun to drive in my little tiny Mazda that goes very fast. But it's got some issues.
I did tell her about one person, but we were going to explore that more after the court hearing when we had our family team meeting. Normally after court hearings, we have a family team meeting with Karen. She's normally pretty good about giving those out.
Okay. Has the department offered you gas cards at any point to assist with transportation?
They normally offer us them, but we don't ask for them.
Okay, when they offer them, do you guys take them?
If they're only to far distant appointments.
Okay. And then, is it accurate to state that housing is something that you are still working on?
Yes, I'm definitely trying to get out of that house.
Okay. So you do have a house that you currently live in right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel that it's stable housing?
I mean, it's stable for one person, but not for a family. No, it's not.
Okay.
Zach,
so-
thank you
So
so
you don't
much.
think it's
Thank you,
appropriate or
thank you.
suitable then for your child?
Housing that you're
Okay.
working on. It's been over a
And then
year.
as far as income and employment, do you currently have employment?
I mean, yeah, I'm working with Wesley, but honestly, my intentions are going to Classic Omni on Wednesday from 10 to 2. They're having open interviews for second shift. That's 3 p.m. to 11, which is perfect for us.
I didn't understand what she just said there. My goal is to what? I don't know. If you guys, it doesn't matter.
It accommodates visits, it accommodates normally appointments, and it's pretty good with our schedule.
Okay. And then once you go to that open interview, if you get employment, do you intend to communicate that to the caseworker?
Absolutely. I just wanted to get this ticket taken care of before I made all these steps. I don't want to commit myself to a job and then all of a sudden have legal problems and end up in jail, and that causes stress on the employer. I just, I gotta take care of this ticket before I make any big moves like that.
Okay. And then as far as your substance recovery, do you feel that you are currently in recovery?
Now I am. Before, like a couple months ago, no, because I was just taking my medication, but now I think I am because I'm getting the counseling part of it. I just need the meeting part of it, which, like I said, I need to find a good ride because most of the meetings that I'm able to attend to are at night. And if I drive, I'm getting pulled over, more legal troubles happen. I'm trying to find a good ride to take me there, which I
Get a car. That doesn't bother me so much, Zach, only because I have a daughter, and she would wear a hoodie, full-on hoodie, to Hershey Park on the hottest day of the summer. So like, she wears nothing but hoodies. Even when she has a job right now, they gave her a hoodie yesterday because that's what she wears, hoodies. Doesn't matter how hot it is. We all go out to a park, to whatever. We're outside, and we are dying of heat. We're in these little teeny little clothes because it's the middle of summer, and there she is in a hoodie. So that doesn't bother me so much. But it looks like she has like multiple hoodies on, and not just one. So, oh wait, you know what? This wasn't today. This was 10 months ago, so it was probably cold outside. Sorry, Zach, for confusing you.
did talk to my counselor, Debbie, and she's willing to take me.
Okay. And then have you ever talked to the department about possibly getting gas cards to attend some of those appointments?
No, we've only asked for a gas card to the psychological, but that was months back when it was scheduled. And that was the only time that, I think that time and a prior time before that, but we haven't asked for gas cards recently.
Okay. If you were able to get gas cards, would you utilize those to attend some NA or AA meetings?
Absolutely. I mean, to be honest with you, I just haven't asked the department for gas cards just because I feel like I can fund that at the moment. And if I really absolutely needed a gas card, then I would ask for it. But I just feel like that should be used for more, purposes.
Okay. And
At
then
this
in
moment, sorry, I was just saying at this moment, I can fund my own gas at the moment.
Okay. And then in the case service report, it states that you're non-compliant with completing those PBT breathalyzer tests prior to your scheduled parenting time. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, to be honest with you, we were doing the PBD testings and then it became a hassle for us because we were barely getting
I
time
hold on to heat
after
like a
when we woke
mo-
up to get all the way to Onstead for visits, to be able to drive legally. It just, to be honest with you, because some of the PBTs were on Thursdays. And then to be honest, not only with you, I didn't see a true point in it because I don't drink. I do see for my old man because he does have a past DUI, but I don't see for me personally because I don't drink.
Okay, so if you were able to do that testing somewhere closer to the visits, is that something that you would consider engaging in?
Yeah, I don't mind that. I'm just saying, for me personally, I just didn't see a point in the PBT testing, and I felt that it was a waste of the department's money for paying for the PBT testings when we don't drink before visits.
Okay.
Are you sure about that? Trust me, I pregame before I have to see my children. Yes. You want mommy to come see you? Get me a 6-pack first. Josh. She doesn't know the future. I tried. I've been trying since 2023 to have CJ tell me the future. Anything. Lottery ticket, whatever, major event. How's my day going to be tomorrow? She won't. These people in Australia live in the future and hoard it. Hoard it. They won't tell us the future. They live in the future and they won't tell us the future. I'm not mad at them, but I am very disappointed. Because if I knew what was going to happen to CJ tomorrow, I would tell her, CJ, this is what's going to happen.
If that's what it takes, if it takes getting those tests though to be able to be compliant with
But
the
you
case
haven't,
service plan, is
JK.
that something that you're willing to
You
do?
haven't.
Yes.
Will I get fired today?
Is there anything else that you want the court to know that you haven't already stated or been asked?
No.
OJ.
I have nothing further. Thank you.
Mr. McFarland?
Just a couple questions on the gas card situation. You would agree that if you got some gas cards, you'd be able to save up some more money to pay off on the bench warrant, maybe for housing, right?
It's a fair statement, yes.
If you get this job at Plastic Omnium, because you and father here cannot legally drive, how would you get to work?
I can walk, it's just down Beecher,
Fair enough.
and I also have a bike.
Okay. How much do you owe on the bench warrant?
I believe it's like
$15.
200 and something.
How much time?
I got a warrant for $7 from a long time ago. It's still there though, because when the cops pull me over, they say, "Hey, you know you have a warrant?" Yes, I do know. It's for $7, and they say, "Okay, well, we're not going to take you in on this warrant today." I'm like, "Okay, thanks, Chief." But if you wanted to take me in on my $7 warrant, I would finally take care of it. I think that's what they're going to have to do. Every day I'm here. Jude, are you on Discord? Because, okay, YouTube gives me 3 notifications a day. One goes out for this stream, One goes out for OJ. And then I link it in Discord like 10 minutes before I start, but it's always around this 4:30 to 5:10. It's always between 4:30 to 5:10, and it's definitely not 4:29. You don't have to worry about that. I'm never gonna be early. But yeah, I mean, it's every day. So just go to my channel at this time and I'll be, but I put it in Discord. That's where you can just click the link. If you go to Discord, I shout it out to everyone. You'll get a notification, and then you click the little link. Or YouTube sometimes has notifications that work. What were they just talking about in court? Because I wanted to say something, but I got distracted. Oh well. I guess it wasn't important. I remember now. Let's say a server with no health insurance got albuterol. Let's just pretend. Okay? How often would that server be allowed to use albuterol? And is it just one puff? Or can you do 7, 20? What video? How often are you allowed to use albuterol? And how many puffs are you allowed to take? I need to know. I need to know. Not that I have medicine, because I don't get medicine from a doctor. That would be... I know, but there's a nurse in here, CJ, that I trust. A couple of them, actually. If they told me to go drink gasoline, I would. I trust these chat nurses better than any doctor I've ever seen in my entire life. Jude, thank you so much. Are you in Discord, Jude? Yes, because you're dropping. That's where you put my songs. So every morning, in general, someone shout out to Jude. Jude, are you ready? It's gonna happen soon. Every couple hours, as in 2 puffs, 2 times a day. 2 at a time, once every 6 to 8 hours. 2 puffs like 4 times a day. This is why I love chat. So this is why I love chat better than ChatGPT. Because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all of these answers and I'm going to average out which is the most popular, and that has to be the right one. Just kidding, Nan. 2 puffs 2 to 4 times a day. Gotcha. If only my doctor would have told me that. Puff fast. You have to do it with rum. I was told not to do rum when I did this. I hope you don't use rum when you do this. Fine. I just found out something, the worst thing about my job last night. Sorry. Guys, when I was working at the brewery, like, you know, shifties at the end of the shifts, we got a drink. When the new beers came out, I tested them. Obviously, how am I supposed to sell a beer if I've never tasted it? They made a mistake at the bar last night. I ordered a drink non-alcoholic, and they made an alcoholic drink. Not a problem. They just made another one real quick. I didn't serve it or anything. They dumped it. They dumped it because it was a mistake, and we're not allowed to drink alcohol. God forbid, they said. You can't drink that. It has alcohol in it. I'm like, what? No, I don't think another shot of adrenaline would change me in any way. That hurt my heart. How do you dump? Even the manager was like, the manager told him to dump it. He was like, yeah. And I'm still dumbfounded that they would do something like that. And it wasn't like a rum and coke. It was one of these specialty cocktails. It hurt my heart. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go into work today. It's too much.
I think you're gonna be able to get that around.
Truthfully, to be honest with you, maybe a couple days.
Okay. You need help to legally get to visitation, so neither you nor father are driving to Onstead.
It would help. I think that Wes's mom, she is pretty good about letting us stay the night.
Okay.
So it's not like a problem that we couldn't find a ride to get out there or her come and pick us up. It's not a problem with her. She's already volunteered to come and pick up Kyler for Thursday visits if the unsupervised was to be explored.
Great. And how much do you owe to 7-Eleven?
And from what they're saying, 600.
Do you have a time frame in which you have to pay that?
They want it paid immediately.
She has
That's what you
$600
did last
to
time.
7-Eleven.
I know, but realistically, I'm gonna need a little bit of time with them. And I do wanna fight it because I don't feel that it's right for them to charge me that much when I didn't do that much.
She stole 4
Are you
eggs.
working with the court system on that?
But I really should be. I've just been scared out of my boots. Cause I don't wanna like hurt something with the case and I'm just trying to do my best. I'm just trying to get my life straight.
I guess what I'm asking is there is an agency, part of the prosecutor's office that works on paying off things like this. Is this who you're going through?
I didn't know about that.
Okay. So on the 7-Eleven, is just the owner talking to you directly?
Well, to me and the Adrian detective or the Adrian police detective. Cause the last one that we were talking to, he retired. So now there's a new one and I haven't talked to this one.
I mean, there's a financial diversion program.
Basically,
Are you aware of that? Are you going through that?
I don't know.
Okay, maybe your worker can help you on
Yes,
that. Okay,
I need to talk with my worker more about that.
gotcha. Okay, nothing further.
Whatever works, CJ.
Hi.
Ms. Gerber, when you get your prescription drugs, are you getting a week at a time or a day at a time?
So I was getting a month at a time, but then I believe it was September, I missed my appointment. And then October, I missed my appointment, but I had enough because I've only been taking one a day to where I've been able to last. But lately, they've been giving me 1 week bridge prescriptions until my appointment tomorrow morning at 8:20, so that I can get back on to where I am getting them monthly.
And is that in Celine that you have?
Alex, that's see that they are setting her up for failure right there. Giving her 1 week of medication at a time, and she has to make it last. I mean, and then they will give her 1 month. No, give her 3 months at a time, and give her a little bit extra. You know what I mean? If this is medication, like, sometimes it's not easy to get the medication. So when you finally have someone get the medication, like physically get it, set them up to succeed. Unless they're, it's medication they can abuse, but if it's medication that she needs, like, give her enough to last her for a while so she doesn't have to go through getting the medication again. Yes, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? It's good to see you. But, I mean, seriously. It's 90 pills or 3 months supply is the perfect sweet spot. It won't make the medication, expire. You have plenty. And when psychologically you feel like I have plenty of medicine, this is over the counter, but I have plenty of medicine. I'm okay. I have medicine to last for a while. Psychologically, but a 1 week supply, psychologically, you're like, I'm out of medicine. I'm out of medicine. I'm out of medicine. I'm out of medicine. 1 month supply, it's like half of a month you're fine. The next half you're like, ugh, I'm running out of medicine. I have to figure out how to get more medicine. I hate when they do that. I hate it.
Go.
No, I do it over the phone and I pick them up at CVS here in Adrian.
Okay, are you prescribed how many a day
I'm prescribed 2 a day, but I only take 1 a day.
to make them last longer?
Well, then, to be honest, I wanted to try to cut back and try to wean myself off of them. Because I only wanted to be on the Suboxone to help me with my opioid addiction, because that's what it's meant.
Never mind.
It's meant to help the cravings and the,
It's Suboxone. Don't give her. Please do not give her a 3-month supply of Suboxone. That was my bad, guys. That's what happens. Oh, I was saying that's what happens while he typed as it happens, and now I can't remember what I was going to say. That's what happens when you don't watch your own stream. You don't realize. If it was blood pressure medication, thyroid medication, give her 90 pills. But Suboxone, okay, all right. Pain meds, you don't gotta give her a 90-day supply of pain meds.
curbs and all that after you get sober from the current opiates.
What do your doctors say about using THC with your prescription?
A lot of people do use it with their prescription.
But have you talked to your doctor about it?
Yes, but like I said, a lot of other patients do use marijuana.
What does your doctor say about it?
Nothing, to be honest.
So you told her that you're using THC with your prescription and your doctor's okay with that?
Yes, there are other patients like myself that use marijuana too.
So if we bring your doctor in, your doctor will say she agrees with you to do THC and your Suboxone.
Absolutely.
And when you see your son, do you agree with the early on assessment of his development?
Yes, I do. There are things that we are working with him on that I do agree with, like his speech, identifying things, drinking from cups, using silverware, drawing and coloring, getting on like bikes or seats, or getting off of them. Those are things that we're all learning, but we've only been to 1 session. We have another session tomorrow.
Oh, CJ,
Since
that's
the last
amazing.
review,
I know cutting my meloxicam in half, but then it crushes, and then you don't get it, just so I can only take half so I can make it last. Or my tiny little yellow thyroid pills, which I haven't taken in, I don't know, a year. Oops, I need a doctor. I would cut those in half just to make them last longer. I would skip days all the time on purpose just to make my medications last longer and longer. Meloxicam takes like 3 days or more to build up in your system. And when you miss a day, it doesn't start at the beginning, but it sort of starts all over. So I found that sweet spot where, like, if I would take it every 1.5 days, the pain would come a little bit, and I would, I would spread it out more. But 100, if they just gave me 100 meloxicam, I would feel, whew, this is great. And then I would just take one every day because I have plenty and I know that I can.
it's been about 3 months. Have you been to AA or NA?
I have not, but to be honest, like I said, I've been trying to find transportation to take me back and forth, and I finally did, which was my counselor, Debbie. Didn't think that she would, but I went ahead and asked her one day, and she said that she would.
We've talked about this at every review, that there's online meetings you could attend. Could those help you?
They could, but I do feel like in-person meetings, like how you and I are speaking, I feel like I get more out of it. Like over online, I don't feel like I get much out of it. Not only that, how am I supposed to get proof that I went to this meeting for the department and for the court.
Well, I think the proof would be when you show up here and we see you in recovery like we used to see, when you were setting up meetings and you were chairing meetings, you were super healthy.
I understand that, but I'm, like I said, I'm trying, I'm doing one thing at a time.
That sounds good. In this assessment, your psychological assessment, your scale, when they tested you, they
cute.
found that you were really elevated in an area, double the area where it would suggest that you show low frustration tolerance.
I'm still trying to understand what that means, to be honest with you.
Okay, so you are familiar with that score from your court report?
I am, but I'm still trying to understand what the what he means in the psychological. I'm slowly breaking it down bit by bit as I can.
That's a really great answer. Thank you for paying attention to all that information in the court report. I have nothing further.
Any redirect?
Just a couple points of clarification. Ms. Gerber, are you aware that the 7-Eleven issue, that they've submitted those charges to the prosecuting attorney? You're gonna speak up.
I did not.
Okay, so you're not aware that a warrant was issued on October 23rd, 2024 for embezzlement? You keep saying, you've mentioned a few times during your testimony, you've had a lot of financial burdens in the last couple of weeks. So prior to the last couple of weeks, have you done anything to assist to help yourself with budgeting and trying to figure out how to pay back fines or the outstanding amount from 7-Eleven? I'm not trying to put you on the spot. We're really trying to figure out where
I know,
efforts for
it's
help
just a
need
lot.
to be.
It's just a lot.
Terry, you came in and made Mom cry. Hi, Terry.
I've been trying my best.
I'm sorry, Jude.
And it's not like I
I
haven't
know.
been trying. If I could show my emails of jobs I've applied to, apartments I've applied to.
That is information that you can share with Ms. Kavinsky. You know that, correct?
I'm just saying, it's just, I've been doing a lot.
And
And
you
I
meant,
just, I feel like this job at Plastic Omnium would help my financial burden, at least some.
and you mentioned that, I'm trying to understand this. You get your Suboxone prescription by attending appointments on the phone,
Yeah,
but you've missed 2 months worth of appointments.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
One more.
So you attend your appointments for Suboxone on the phone, but you missed September and October's appointments.
Yes, and I was able to make my August supply last week.
Okay,
I was going a couple days without my prescription, as my drug tests have been shown.
I'm just wondering why you're missing phone appointments that do not require transportation.
I wasn't trying to miss those appointments. Either my phone was dead, or I was at a visit, or I just simply forgot because I have so much going on. I'm under a lot of pressure and I just have a lot, and I'm trying to take on a million things at once, and I don't realize that I just have to do everything one at a time.
Okay, I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Any follow-up questions, Ms. Stain?
No, thank you.
Mr. McFarland?
Just one. I believe the court report says that the agency would like a family team meeting for both my client and yours, which my client's agreeable, to go over the psychological evaluation. Is that something that you would do with my client?
Yeah.
Or separately, if that's what they want to do?
Yeah.
Okay, nothing further.
Ms. Heiss?
Nothing.
Thank you for your testimony. You may return to your seat. Next witness, Ms. Thomas.
I'll call Mr. Piper briefly, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Piper?
Why briefly? You just grilled Mom about a ticket from 2023.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
I miss Mr. Brooks though.
Good morning, Mr. Piper. We'll try to make this brief. Did you have an opportunity to read the court report?
Yes.
And do you have any, are there any components in it that you do not agree with relating to you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. It looks like you're in pretty much compliance with a big chunk of your case service plan. Do you feel that's accurate?
Yes, just one thing, I know Karen said that I need to get into like marriage or couples counseling, and I got that started, so just have to go to the first appointment.
You reviewed did you have a chance to review your psychological on your own?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you happen to know if your therapist has it?
I'm not sure if she does or not. I don't think so. I mean, I could send it to her.
Okay, the report says that Ms. Goodsey did email to you and your therapist, so I think she probably does, but just wanted
Okay.
to see if you were aware of that at all. Let's see, and so you are in individual therapy right now?
Yeah,
All right, do you think that you are consistent with your appointments?
I missed one because of a job, but I rescheduled that, and that reschedule was last Friday.
And housing, other than anything Ms. Gerber stated, is there anything you'd like to state about housing?
No, just we need to get a different place.
I know that you do a lot of self-employment work with landscaping and I believe scrapping. Have you provided Ms. Gavinsky with any approved income for October?
I don't think we have, but we can get it.
Okay. At this point, do you feel that your self-employment work is sufficient to cover all of your bills and provide for your child?
Yeah,
Okay. And do you have any outstanding tickets that need to be paid?
no,
Right now, you do
Right,
not have a license, is
Right?
that
Look at
correct?
that. Look at
Yeah.
that. Look at that right there. How? Why is that not being pulled backwards right here, Linus? I don't understand. Like, I don't even see one bobby pin. Or I don't get it. This is driving me nuts. Her hair is driving me nuts. I wish, I mean, if I didn't work, I would have all the doctor's appointments I wanted. But if you work and your job doesn't provide insurance, you can't afford it. You just can't. It would take all of my paycheck, and then it's not like the real good glue. Maybe it has to be sewn into a wig. It has to be. But even hidden bobby pins, you see signs of them. Like where? I don't get it. I don't get how you can put something on just like the back part of your head and it just stay there, because the hair pulls at it. The hair is heavy and it pulls it down, it pulls it back. Hey Smith, I feel like just lowering her so we don't see her anymore. He's self-employed. Did they say what he did for a living? DoorDash? I don't know.
What needs to happen for you to get a license?
No, it does the opposite. It pulls
I
it.
need to do like
It would
AA,
pull it.
all that stuff. I think I explained last time in court what I had to do.
Did you do any of it during the last 3 months?
Well, I started the counseling, that's part of it. And then AA, I was gonna start up. There's like 10 different things you have to do, like, to have it, like, I have to have the list in front of me to,
Does it sound like having 90 meetings?
everything oh, sorry for interrupting.
That's okay.
I was just gonna say, everything has to be done within 3 months.
Right.
of your, like, going to see the judge.
So in 3 months, you have to have 90 meetings, so 90, so one a day.
Yeah,
And then 3 letters from people regarding your sobriety and character.
I thought it was 10 letters, but
Have you went downstairs to talk with anyone about like having a list in front of you to see what you need?
well, I've been to DHS or wherever DHS is at that building.
Okay.
I've been there and went down and got the paper packet.
Oh, Secretary of State?
Yeah,
Okay. And then, is there anything else you want to add about the PBTs?
the PBTs, I just don't understand them. I'm not gonna drink and go visit my kid. Why would I do that? I don't understand. I mean, we proved for what, it was like at least a month and a half that we weren't doing it.
The report indicates that there were 2 tests on 9/9 and 9/23. Those are the only 2 tests that you
Lump.
completed during this review period.
No, I'm saying like before that, we did like a month and a half worth of testing. How does that not prove that we're not drinking at visits?
Are you aware that you were court ordered into a case service plan?
Yes,
Okay. Now, are you aware of what your case service plan says?
yes,
So you're aware that a court ordered case service plan indicates that prior to parenting time, you shall complete a PBT test 1 hour prior to scheduled parenting time and upon request at the Lenawee County Sheriff's Department.
yeah. But also, like driving up there, we don't have no licenses. What's the point of driving up there with no license just to do a PBT test?
With that, Your Honor, I have no further questions of Mr. Faber.
Any questions, Ms. Stang?
No, thank you.
Do you ever listen to the
Mr. Brown.
parents and watch the judge real carefully to see if her face displays what she's really thinking? Because I mean, sometimes she does make a little frown here and there, but most of the time she's solid. Her face during that whole thing was straight, no eyebrow raise, no grimace, nothing.
You and I have also discussed that part of that driver's license restoration hearing would be you have to testify under oath that you've not driven illegally within the last year, right?
Yes,
If I hear you correctly, you're saying you don't want to get in trouble driving to the sheriff department to take a PBT test. Am I correct there?
yes.
How far do you live from the sheriff department?
Like a mile and a half probably.
Okay, somebody may ask, why couldn't you ride a bike like mother or walk there to take a PBT test prior?
I can.
Would you have any objection to taking the test wherever you have the supervised visits? Would that be okay with you?
Yeah,
Are you asking the court to change the PBT test to have them available where you are visiting?
that's fine with me.
Is there a worker there when you visit or not?
Not at my mom's, but the other visits on Mondays, yeah. There's a work.
At your current job, you don't have any insurance for the kids, right?
I have insurance through Medicaid.
Okay. Some may ask, why don't you get a steady job like at Plastic Omnium where mom wants to apply, where you could walk there, you wouldn't have to worry about driving or take a bike, and you'd have constant employment and possibly more benefits. What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts is it's not a bad idea, but we were trying to get Emily's permit and take care of that bench warrant so we could keep doing what we're doing because we're making a lot of money.
You do realize that the worker needs some proof that you're making money.
I have proof.
I imagine some of these jobs are paid in cash and like that, right?
Yeah, most of them are paid on like Cash App, Venmo, or,
Okay, so there is some type of proof of what you received that you could take a snapshot on your phone and just send it to her, text it to her, right?
yeah,
Can you do that in the future?
I'll do that today.
Perfect, okay. Where do you think you need, well, you read in the case service plan that they want to have a family team meeting to discuss the psychological evaluation and the recommendations. Are you agreeable with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there some point on the case service plan that you think you need help with?
Just like getting my license back and the housing also.
Now, your license back, you're kind of shot for at least a year of not having to drive, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so did you tell me you have some type of meeting in housing today?
that's what Emily told me, that we had because when she,
The rest of the papers.
Okay, so you don't know, it sounds like, right?
I know that we've turned in some paperwork for it.
Okay. Any questions or concerns that you have that you haven't expressed regarding your case service plan?
No, no,
What are your thoughts about supervised rather than unsupervised parenting time for you?
I don't think it would hurt. We already have one unsupervised. I don't see what another one would hurt.
Was that with just you or both of you?
Both of us.
When was that? That within this last reporting period?
We've been having those at my mom's house every Thursday.
Well, she's the supervisor because she's there, right?
Yeah,
Unsupervised, I mean, you going not with your mom, but going to the library or going to someplace public or private. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think you're ready for that?
yeah,
Is that what you would like the court to give them the discretion to do, is to expand this into unsupervised for you?
I would like at least for them to try it out and see how we do.
What happens if they agree that you could have unsupervised, but mom needs supervised? Would you have visits by yourself if that were the case?
Yeah,
You know what your feelings were on that? Think we've covered everything that you want to express to the court?
yes,
Any questions or concerns that you haven't expressed?
no,
Nothing further?
Questions, Ms. Thomas, or I'm sorry, Ms. Weiss?
In the course of the work that you do now, do you have a truck that you use
yeah,
and you drive that?
Your
truck?
Honor, I'm gonna ask my client to invoke his Fifth Amendment on whether he's driving legally or illegally.
Well, this- yeah, and it's a civil case and I'm gonna ask how he gets to.
It is, but it could be used against him criminally, Your Honor.
Yeah,
So
he can invoke the
I
fifth.
would, at least tell him that he has a right to invoke that. Wishes not to incriminate himself criminally, because that's a question is asked about criminality is what's being asked.
He has selectively invoked the Fifth Amendment. I think if he's gonna invoke the Fifth Amendment, we needed to know it. And now here we are with half of the information. I mean, I suppose it's obvious, however,
You're a lawyer. Shut up. Just shut up. You're a lawyer. You can't make him.
everything's happening, but I think it's important for us to help parents see the disconnect between what they say they want and what is actually legally possible. And this question is intended to help bridge that gap.
All right, well, could I ask you to perhaps approach it a different way?
Sure, thank you, Your Honor. So without your
Like
driver's
legally.
license, who takes you to visits in Onstead?
usually Emily would drive and,
Okay, but is the car registered to you?
Hi, Bev.
yeah,
Is the truck registered?
yeah. Well, it's in my name.
Okay, and it has current tags on it and all that kind of stuff?
No, Emily just said it didn't have insurance on it.
How do you think Kyler's doing in his current placement? Are his needs being met?
Yeah,
Okay, I have nothing further.
Thomas,
No further questions, Your Honor.
any recross?
No.
Thank you for your testimony. May I return to your seat?
So, just so you know,
Any other witnesses, Ms.
sometimes, I go through these first and I make sure something interesting happens before I play it. But the last couple I haven't, because I already know. I don't even have to look. You would think it would be harder to find a case in this family court where the parents just do not comply. They're not trying. Than it is to find a case where the parents are complying. You would think most of the parents that come in front of this judge are like trying everything they can to the best of their abilities, even better than the best of their abilities. Never do we see that. I never just press play and mom gets on the stand and is like, I have a job now. I did all my therapy. I got an apartment right beside a playground, a church, a school. I don't know. I got my bachelor's degree. I don't know. It's when I randomly just pick a video and press play, which is what I've been doing. Randomly pick a video, press play, because I fell asleep after work yesterday. Slept for a long time. So I didn't have time to gather up clips. I should every once in a while hit on a real boring one by accident. Never. It never happens. We always get this. I don't understand why they're parents.
Thomas.
Briefly, Ms. Kaminsky to waive foundation for the report.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
CJ, how much therapy does that judge need? I mean, I always. She sees this day after day after day. When she goes home, does she look at all parents and think you're all POSs? All parents are POSs? You know what I mean? Like, how does Stang and Sala, how do they watch this every single day and not just think, well, all parents are just even someone really resilient and does this 8 hours a day, every day. Whew.
Good morning, Ms. Kaminsky.
Hello.
Just briefly, there's a court report you provided today, which includes its cover page, proof of service, the report, case service plans for the parent psyche evals, updated counseling report for Mr. Piper in September, early on reports for the child, the foster care visitation reports, and then forensic fluid screens for Ms. Gerber. Are there any other documents that have been circulated since you provided this report to the court and to the parties?
No.
Are there any updates or modifications that need to be made to the report or the documents included?
I do not believe so, no.
At this time, the report indicates that, well, let me just ask you to highlight, do you believe that there would still be a substantial risk of harm if the child were to be returned to parents' care and custody today?
Yes.
And briefly, what is that risk of harm?
It would be their emotional stability, housing, substance abuse continues to be an ongoing issue that needs to be addressed, conflict resolution, all of the same things that brought this child into care.
So it's your opinion that the conditions that cause a child to come into care have not been rectified?
Yes.
Okay. Your recommendation for the permanency planning component is still for reunification, is that correct?
Yes.
And you are also asking for visitation to be transitioned into unsupervised?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I would plan to have an FTM with Emily and Wesley where they would need to describe to me what unsupervised visitation is gonna look like. I would like to challenge them to use their own natural supports to figure out transportation for their son. That transportation provider would need to be approved by the department. They need to have a valid driver's license. They would need to identify a consistent, safe place that they could visit their child unsupervised. And then they would need to keep up with the same skills that they already have during parenting time. They do well in their visits right now, so.
Are there any other services that can be offered to them at this point in time?
I mean, most recently, I have given a referral for a parent aid with Linda Edwards, so that's the newest service that they have, but I think they need to engage fully in the services that they already have been offered.
The report sort of makes it seem like a lot of progress, or these services really didn't start until October, the last, like maybe within the last month or so.
Mhm.
For the record, you gotta say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, is there anything regarding the child that you'd like to update the court on?
Nothing specific, no.
Okay, child's still doing well in the court replacement,
Yes, he's doing very well.
and you're requesting that placement to continue?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, with that, Your Honor, I have no further questions of Ms. Kaminsky and move to admit to the court report with its attachments.
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
Thank you there. Received cross-examination questions, Ms. Stang.
Yes, just briefly. On the case service report, you indicated that Emily Gerber was partial compliance under section 5. And that specifically is with regards to not being under the influence of substances for parenting time with their child. Can you tell us why that's only partial compliance and not just compliant?
Yes, because Emily tests positive for THC and I always test her before parenting time.
Okay. Do you think that Emily appears to actually be high off of THC at the parenting time, or that her drug test showed that she had taken THC at some point?
Yes, just that her drug test shows that she's taken THC.
Okay. Wouldn't you agree though that if the question is will not be under the influence of substances for parenting time with their child, and if she's not actively high, then she would be compliant?
If she wasn't actively high, I would agree with that.
Okay, and you just stated that she's not actively high when she's there for parenting time, correct?
She's testing positive. Some of the drug screens are very, very high in the THC section, so I would like to consult with forensic fluids to see if she is, like, if they would deem that high. for
Okay, so
parenting
then-
time.
okay, so you're not entirely sure then if she actually is actively high or not, and weren't sure when you filled out this case service report, correct?
I'm sure that she's testing positive for THC on her drug screens.
And then under the same section 5, part P, which is in regards to agreeing to address substance abuse history through services and will participate in scheduled and random drug screens. You also stated partial compliance for that one as well. Can you explain why that was only partial compliance?
Yes, because she's just barely begun exploring her substance abuse history with services.
Okay, so it wasn't actually in regards to the participating in scheduled and random drug screens then?
Correct.
Okay. I have nothing further. Thank you.
Mr. McFarland.
You would agree that on a supervised visit, that if a parent appeared to be inebriated with any controlled substance, that parenting time would be stopped, correct?
Correct.
That has not been done with mom or dad, correct?
Correct.
You heard dad indicate that he doesn't want to get be driving license suspended for having to take a PBT test at the sheriff department, correct? You heard him say that today.
That he doesn't want to get his license
He doesn't want to
suspended.
get, he doesn't want to be put in a situation where he has to drive to the sheriff department to take a PBT test because he doesn't want to be arrested. You heard him say that, correct?
I did hear him say that, yes.
You think maybe we might be setting him up to be arrested, for possibly by having him do that at the sheriff department?
No,
Well, is there any way that we can have that done at the location or on his way to visit?
I don't know if there is a location in Onset. It's something I could explore, but their visits start at 8:30 a.m. They can test 15 minutes before their call time, which is 8 a.m. So he could be there at 7:45, do his PBT, and then go to Onset. It's only about a 20-minute drive out to his mom's house where the visit occurs, so he has plenty of time to walk over to the sheriff's office, do the PBT, and then go to his mom's.
You can really see what I'm talking
How
about
far?
right here. Look at how much hair is in front of the headband. I mean, the headband is behind all of this hair. And you can tell because if this piece of hair was behind the headband, right, it would be shorter. Here, it would be shorter, but it's not. It's longer. So this piece of hair that is in front of the headband is shorter. Therefore, this is also in front of the headband. So the headband is sitting behind all of this hair. And okay, so here's where this is where I landed, and this is just, I don't think I'm ever going to change my mind. Yes, this is a wig, and it is sewn into the wig. It is just sewn. If you can't post the link here, put it in Discord. I'll check it out. Unless it has sound, then I won't check it out. I'll probably check it out after my live stream. Divots.
Or is it from his house to the sheriff department?
He indicated about 1.5 miles.
That is a bit early for most people.
Well, 2 miles an hour, that's half an hour there, half an hour back. That's an hour, right? That give him enough time?
I don't know how long he could ride a bike. I don't know how long it would take for him to get over to the sheriff's office walking.
Is there any way that we can have a PBT available prior to his visit at the visit site?
No, I don't have, the department doesn't have like a mobile PBT system.
Has he ever, well, I think you already answered that. He's not appeared to be under the influence of alcohol at any of his parenting times, or else his time would be stopped, right?
No, he hasn't appeared under the influence.
Tona, I see the link that you put in Discord, but the problem with that is it would fall off the back of her head. Like, you don't just put a headband on your head and it just stays there. It moves all the time, and like a headband every couple hours I have to pull it down to the front and put it back on. So if she just stuck that like right here, the hair would slowly pull it backwards off the top of her head like this. So it can't be one of those. It can't be one of those with no bottom at all. Wait, unless it's really tight. Because if it's really tight, then it's just the bottoms that are holding it right there. The bottoms are holding it there. And if it is one of those, then the hair isn't laying on the bottom, pulling it down. So, yeah. Okay. All right. I should show you what she showed me, because I guess that makes more sense. Still though, mine get pulled back. Oh no, that didn't work. Like Like, I can't just put it in the middle of my hair and it stay there. It's a zoom filter. I keep clicking the wrong button. Here you go.
Alcohol.
So why is it still necessary for him to take a PBT if he's not taking the PBT test, but he's not appeared to be under the influence of alcohol? Why is that a necessity?
I mean, he has a significant history of alcohol abuse that he has indicated that's led to multiple DUIs and probation for alcohol abuse, as well as his psychological evaluation indicated that he hasn't really fully addressed that history.
The visits are at the placement, correct?
No.
Where are they at?
They have visits in the community, a lot of places. We do the park. They just recently started at DHS with Linda Edwards. I think they've had maybe 2 now, and then the rest are at grandma's house, Wesley's mother's house.
And you trust that Linda Edwards would stop a visitation or not allow it if he were under the influence of alcohol, correct?
Yes,
And also his mother would also stop it if he was under the influence of alcohol, correct?
yes.
Since we're all on the same page that he's not supposed to drive, he can't drive. Is there any way the agency can assist him getting to his services and visits?
To his services, I can look into options. We have bus tokens at the department. I would encourage him to use his natural supports to get to services. For visits, I have offered to transport because I already transport their son to the visits. I've offered to pick them up along the way, so, but they have not taken me up on that.
Also, my client indicates his mother would be able to provide transportation on Thursdays. Is that something that is that what you're talking about, him stepping up?
For him or for the child?
For him to have visits, that she'd be able to take the child wherever.
I would explore it with her if that's something that she would be able to do and if she'd want to do.
How long are the visits?
Right now, they're 4 hours.
They're 8:30 at night, right?
No, 8:30 AM to 12:30
Oh,
PM.
so that could be done at the public library here in Adrian if she could come into town, right?
We've had visits at the library.
Okay, are there other places, public visits, that would be suitable for my client to have visits with the child?
Yes, but I would also like to challenge him to indicate what those places are where he could take his child and have an appropriate visit.
I realize you'd like to challenge him. But are you saying as a worker, you won't assist them in finding its solutions?
I will, and I have.
So I'm asking you, what have you suggested other than a library?
We've gone to the park. I've suggested his mother's that we've done, and it took a while for them to want to kind of ask her. It seemed like maybe they didn't want to, I don't know how to say, like, put the pressure on her, like, to be involved in this. So they just didn't want to be a burden to her for a while, but if they have ideas, I'm willing to explore those ideas with them.
Well, the reason I'm asking is that I'm kind of lost at ideas to recommend to him because I think you have a policy after a certain date with the weather, park visits are out, correct?
Correct.
So other than the library and his mother's house, I don't know what's available. That's why I'm asking you what would be available.
I mean, we could explore a placement if it would be willing to host them. I wouldn't pressure them into that. And
So do you think maybe at the family team meeting for the psychological evaluation review, you could also look into other places where they could have visits?
yes,
Nothing further.
that's nice.
It looks like you had a family team meeting August 28th. Do you recall that?
Yes,
Have we had another family team meeting since then?
no,
Would you be open to leaving the visits supervised until we have a family team meeting? And then if there is a plan, we could petition the court for unsupervised visits.
I'd be open to it, but I would also like to maybe just ask for it to be at the discretion of the department. And if the parents can't identify an appropriate place for parenting time, then we would remain supervised.
So what I'm worried about is the DHS policy that would default to unsupervised in the event that there isn't a problem in this review period. In addition, may I be invited to the FTM to organize this going forward if judge authorizes unsupervised visits?
Yes.
Do you think if this child were to be returned after a visit with a bruise, a break, a bump, a scratch, a scrape, can we trust these parents to tell us what happened?
Your Honor, objecting, it sounds like a question for speculation.
Shut up. I want to hear
I
it.
agree.
Darn it.
Would you like to ask a different one? Or do you want her to expect, it's okay with me if she answers too. I mean, we need to know what's gonna happen.
Well, do you trust these parents to report accurately during an unsupervised visit?
I don't know. I have a good rapport with them.
Me too,
They've
Jonah.
been pretty honest about very difficult subjects. I mean, even for example, Emily coming to me, telling me that she has a bench warrant. I know that was not exciting news to share with me, so I don't know, so.
Do you think unsupervised would be together with both parents with Kyler? Sorry, Kate, Pete?
Yes, but I'm willing to explore either way.
Do you think that the father would discontinue a visit if he saw a mother do something inappropriate?
I don't
Once
know.
again, Your Honor, I am objecting as to speculation.
Okay, I'll ask it a different way. Do you think mom and dad have told the truth here today about everything? Let me ask you, do you think dad doesn't know that he's supposed to turn his income into you? Do you think that's news to him?
No, that's,
Ma'am, when you ask a question, shut up. For the love of God and all its holy, shut up. Let her answer. She would have answered every single one of those questions if you would just keep your mouth shut.
not news to him.
So him indicating today that he's certainly willing to do it, but he hasn't done it, is that true?
True.
So in a way, it feels like we're trying an experiment with the child by allowing unsupervised visits, and we'll see how it goes. Tell me that's not true, how that's not true.
I feel like there has not been, I know there has not been an issue that has occurred in parenting time to date. So. That is what it is. Like, I have not observed any issues in their parenting skills.
Thank you, I have nothing further.
Okay. Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Recross?
Just one, there's been no reported defects in their parenting skills from my client's mother who supervises or Linda Edwards who supervises either, correct?
Correct.
Nothing further.
Staying, any questions?
Nothing further, thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. May return to your seat. Anyone else, Ms. Thomas? No, Your Honor. Ms. Stang?
No, thank you.
Mr. McFarland?
No, thank you.
Ms. Hess?
No, thank you.
Closing comments, Ms. Thomas?
Thank you, Your Honor. I think this court is very aware of the facts of this matter. As Ms. Heiss indicated, her report of the child, we knew very early on that this would be a quote unquote quick case. We've been under an order of, or the initial disposition happened in March 5th of 2024. So we are over that 6-month period that we assumed we would be at with this case. And I know that at this point in time, the agency is asking for continued goal of reunification and to even move towards unsupervised parenting time. I will honor their request and present that to the court with the while acknowledging that what we heard today mimics a lot of what we've heard in the past. And it's not because I don't think that Mr. Piper or Ms. Gerber are trying. But it doesn't seem that it's resonating, that the wordings from this court are resonating, that the needs of the child are resonating, that the work that they need to do to reunify with their child is resonating. We've heard they simply just didn't think that they needed to take the PBTs, and so they just didn't. And then there's the excuses of, well, we don't want to transfer ourselves there because we don't have licenses, but we know that they're transferring themselves to do all this other side work, that they're quote unquote making sufficient money to pay their bills, yet they're not paying back. They're not able to make payments on the tickets that prevent Ms. Gerber from having her driver's permit. They sort of have this lackadaisical lifestyle where they can kind of come and go as they please with no work schedule, but neither of them can attend AA or NA every day. These are all really significant concerns for a family that's been part of our system for years. And frankly, we do have to look at the well-being of the child whose needs are being met in his current placement, who is doing really well. And I just ask the court to take all of its knowledge and considering how it decides to move forward. But if the court is going to extend to unsupervised parenting time, I would like the record to be very clear that the point is to challenge the parents, not to have more hand-holding from the department, not for the department to be the ones to develop ideas as to where parenting time is going to be. Reasonable efforts are simply ensuring that the parents have referrals where they need to go. It is on the parents to have a commensurate involvement in their case service plan and participate in that and make these decisions that benefit themselves and their child. And so I would ask the court to also make that very clear in whatever findings the court makes today. Thank you.
Your Honor, are we addressing a permanency planning hearing as well?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Comments, Ms. Stang?
Yes, we would request the standard 90-day review and that the department or designee have the discretion to have supervised and or unsupervised visits for both parents, since they do have those visits together, obviously. And with regard to section S of the case service plan, which involves the requirement of the PBT testing for both parents 1 hour prior to that parenting time, we would request that that be removed from the case service plan requirements due to the undue burden placed on the parents with them not having the driver's license as testified today, and due to the testimony given by the worker for the department today that if the parents did seem to be impaired or intoxicated, those visits would be immediately stopped. We believe that it's just not necessary at this point, and it is causing, like I said, that undue burden on the parents to be in a predicament of either having to drive without a license or be in non-compliance with that aspect of their case service plan.
Mr. McFarland?
I would pick up in addition to that.
Baby oil, got
Worker
it right
testified
out.
she believed Linda Edwards and my client's mother would report and would immediately stop or prevent the parenting time if either parent tested positive or appeared to be under the influence of anything. I think maybe a more, a better way, a preferred method would be a surprise PBT test on my client, where the driver comes out to my client's house and says, "Hey, we're blowing a PBT, Your Honor." That way he could demonstrate to everybody that he's not drinking. I mean, he's had both of them have a continued period of not appearing to be under the influence of anything at a visit. So we are also asking that that PBT prior to the visits be terminated. My client has no problem being randomly tested, Your Honor, which I think would more accurately reflect him being sober 24 hours anytime.
Not if you ignore them.
If
If you ignore your kids, they're not a
In addition,
burden.
mother seems to confide issues to the worker, and I think that's important. My client's going to be going over a psychological evaluation. I'm kind of out of ideas of where he can meet other than the library or his parents' home, so we would welcome any input from the workers where other parents are meeting, other ideas, whether than McDonald's or someplace like that. I don't know if a fast food is really a good place to meet. So I'm not sure what areas are really available. So we're kind of reaching out for suggestions on that here. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've been really clear with the parents in these review periods, and so have they. They're not gonna do your case service plan, they're gonna do it their way, and although they do have some successes, they are not going to do what's needed to reduce the risk of harm. I would ask you to consider that they know that alcohol is a symptom of the disease, and even if you got rid of the alcohol, there's still the underlying issues that cause people to live in addiction. We're not asking that he abstains for an hour or two or four during visits. We're asking him to address his addiction issue. In the event that we have a family team meeting, I will make every effort to get to it and make sure that we don't just Ms. Edwards is so accommodating. She'll do the transportation in a minute. So, and I do think that it's appropriate to have these parents step up and show us that they can parent. This is a permanency planning hearing, and I will indicate that the goal for this child should be adoption. I know that agency is not in alignment with that. I don't know if they maybe haven't been here for the last, in this case. Obviously, the agency has been here, but maybe not these exact workers, since 3 other children have gone through this process. The child has a good placement. I'm so encouraged to know that Mr. Piper's mother is able to help in this case plan, but it is not her duty. I would ask you to consider that my request is to move to an adoption as a goal, but also if you would make next review a permanency planning review again also. Thank you.
Thank you. The court finds all interested parties are given notice for purposes of today's review hearing, as well as permanency planning hearing. In the last report period, it does appear that some progress was made. Both parties, both parents attended their psychological evaluations and have very recently engaged in some services in anticipation of testimony today. Ms. Gerber has been taking her Suboxone and trying to make progress in different areas. Both parents really have. But I also think Ms. Heist is correct when she observes that this case was supposed to be one that had a shortened time frame for observation. And I would note also that this child has been removed since February 6th of 2024. So even though we are just slightly over 6 months for disposition, the fact remains, the practical fact remains that this child has been away from both of these parents since February of this year. So that's really not, we're over 9 months out of removal. As I look back on our report periods in deciding what direction this case should take, I obviously have to put the interest of the child at the forefront of any decision-making that I do. So as much as I love that the parents appear to be serious about trying to make some progress at this point, I have to also look at what's been happening, and I cannot ignore, frankly, the amount of time that the child has already been removed from the parents. At the time the child was removed, he spent quite a bit of time in the hospital because he was born positive for some significant substances. His recent early on testing indicates that he has some delays in language and communication, developmental delays. He's in the process of being tested for autism and is beginning to display some behaviors during daycare and during some other times that indicate that he is going to have some additional challenges beyond those that a normal child would have. He is doing well in the place where he's at. He's been there, frankly, since even before removal. I was confident in the choices actually that the parents made at the outset of this to allow this child to be placed with this set of foster parents, which I hope they're working on licensing. I didn't ask that question, but so be it, signaling from the bench right here that we need to be working with this family toward licensing. Because this child has been out of care since February. And we have some progress, but not nearly enough that
Good
we
luck,
would be able to
Donna.
really look at reunification within the next 6 months even. We would need, if I look at a very reasonable estimation of time supplied by Dr. Haugen, he recommends in both parents' cases, and I think just in general, a good rule of thumb, frankly, especially in this case, given the history. That it's important, then I'm just quoting from the recommendations, it's important that he and she, because this isn't both, obtain and maintain housing, income, and develop a consistent and responsible lifestyle. This should be in existence for at least 6 to 9 months prior to reunification. So let's put this into context. This child was removed in February. The parents can't show us at this point in time that they have housing appropriate for the child, consistent or reliable income, especially when that's compromised by a number of court cases. And the oh, that's not the word I'm looking for. It's sort of like the fan in this room. It's always on. There's always a threat that at any point in time, either of these parents could be picked up for driving without a license, and be set back even further with additional court fines, jail time, and other risks associated with driving without a license. And I understand that these are an overwhelming number of issues to ask the parents to address at the same time. I get that. But I have to look at what is in the best interest of their child. And asking this child to wait another, I don't know when we get to housing, income, and consistent responsible lifestyle, and then wait 6 to 9 months, it's frankly unreasonable under the circumstances, especially given that this child is going to be a higher needs child, is already indicating some pretty significant things along those lines. And he's going to need that increased stability, that increased permanency. He's going to need to be able to rely on the structure of a home in order to be able to overcome or even accommodate some of those challenges. Now, does that have to be adoption? Maybe not. If we can, I would like to ask that a permanency planning hearing be conducted to look at not only adoption, but also juvenile guardianship. Again, this is especially a case where we have an example where
Hold on,
a family
wait,
should be
what?
working on like
Adoption or juvenile guardianship? What does that mean? I don't understand. We need a family law lawyer up in this joint. We need some criminal lawyers. We need some family law lawyers. We need someone to get us. We don't get stuck very often anymore. We got the law down pretty good, guys. We really do. But what does that mean? Like, who is the guardian? What's the difference? I guess adoption would be permanent. All right, let's just, maybe she'll tell us.
licensing nearly right off the bat to make sure that that can be an option, because we would have under guardianship the requirement that this family be licensed, right? So that can potentially get in the way of a very reasonable outcome, given the parents' bond and demonstration that they're doing well during parenting time with this child. So please have a permanency planning hearing on what the goal should be moving forward. I did not hear enough, frankly, in this review and permanency planning hearing to really make a decision on what direction this should go. But I agree with Ms. Heiss, that reunification is really not our best option. And frankly, I would expect that our caseworkers would really have an eye on where we are in a case. When I have a child that's been removed for 9 months and we have very little progress that's been made in some really significant areas, I'm not looking at expanding parenting time. I'm looking at what are we going to do with this child moving forward in cases like this one. I'll give you an example. So our third, this was our third dispositional review. At our second review, we had many of all of the same issues. We needed both couples, both of the parents to engage in couples counseling, individual counseling. Mr. Piper had failed to qualify for counseling because he didn't think there was any issues, and that's reflected in the psychological evaluation here as well. They're starting to make some modicum of progress, but even into June of this past year and June of this year, we had Ms. Gerber struggling to get on firm ground with her recovery. It's not very long ago, and considering the fact that the child was removed again in February, I really need to look at the stability and permanency of this child as much as I want to root for these parents. So with that in mind, I'll be looking for an update on licensing and permanency planning for this child in the next report period. Also, given the buzz of risk associated with these parents being arrested at any point in time for driving around, I'm not authorizing an increase in parenting time to unsupervised visits. There's no chance that I'm going to allow these parents to try to transport this child and then we get a phone call that the child needs to be returned to the foster parents because we have a parent who's been arrested for either for a bench warrant or for simply just driving without insurance or driving without a license. And I can appreciate asking us to challenge them to find some legal transportation, but really in the scope of things, when I look at things from a wider perspective, that's not where I want their focus. I want their focus on establishing the foundational things that would result in reunification. And until we see some real strong indicators that that's happening, we're going to leave the bond formation where it's at, and I'm happy to continue to listen to more evidence on that piece as we move forward. But at this point in time, I'm not expanding to unsupervised visitation. I find reasonable efforts towards a goal of reunification are being made in this case. That was demonstrated by Ms. Kavinsky's testimony, especially under cross-examination. We'll give you a nod for that. You did well. Thank you for your patience in answering so many of the questions. I think a lot of the casework gets taken for granted. That we don't get to hear about or understand firsthand.
Yes, you're an angel.
So that results sometimes
You're
in some
an
questions
angel.
that may seem impertinent, uncomfortable, or simply wild, I think, sometimes, frankly. But I've read your court report, I've listened to your testimony, and I do know that you are working very diligently to try to support the parents and the child in this case. As is Ms. Heiss. Thank you so much for all of your efforts. All right, I'm gonna give you your next permanency planning hearing and review date, understanding that our goal will be in flux until that point. Essentially, I'm considering adoption, reunification, and juvenile guardianship. Not necessarily in that order. We have to cross out reunification first. Yes, Ms. Stain?
Address
We don't care about the next dates because this happened 10 months ago, so it probably already passed. Ha! I should look it up though. 2519 is the case number. So, darn it. Okay. Monday, which is so far away, is when I'm going to try to get the police body cam of the councilman in Utah getting pulled over for rolling through a stop sign or a red light. I can't remember what he said. And then we'll find out together. I'm sure it's not the same in every city and every town, but we'll find out together, you know, what something like that costs, body cams, how long it takes, how much red tape and paperwork is involved. I'm very lazy. So I'm telling you that I'm going to do this on Monday so that you guys hold me accountable and make me do it. Because if I don't, I'll never do it. I'll just say I'm going to do it and then never do it. But I really want to do it. So that would be... I mean, I'm sure if it was really good, it would be out by now. Yeah, just stay on my butt. Did you call? Did you call? Did you call? Did you call? No, I'm gonna. I just have to wait till Monday because, you know, I'm working. I go to work right after my streams today. What is today? Today's Friday and Saturday. Whew. I only have today and tomorrow, and then I'm off. But I can't do anything on Sunday because it's all closed. So Monday. We're going to see. Maybe, you know what's going to happen, guys? This is what's going to happen. As soon as my stream is over Monday morning, which is about, I don't know, 8:30 a.m. Ah, sugar. Josh, what time zone are you in? What time zone is Utah? Because my last stream stops at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, which means the office isn't open yet. Utah is closed on Sundays, which means I'll just wait until 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to, yeah, that would be perfect. That's 8 a.m. there. I should give them a half hour to get coffee. 10:30. I'll give them a half hour because I'm nice like that. I don't talk to people the second they open their doors, because that's rude. It doesn't matter what business it is. Doesn't matter. You wait 30 minutes tops for the workers to get their freaking coffee. No matter what time of the day it is, you wait. And if a restaurant is about to close within 40 minutes of you wanting food, don't go there. Go anywhere else. 40 minutes. You look at that. Oh, they're closing in 39 minutes, guys. We can't go here. We have to go somewhere else. But good. I hope the media requested it too, because then my request will just slip in there and they won't think anything of it. But it's sort of the law. Like, they can't say, no, you can't have this. So, you know, I just request it and pay the money. And what I'm hoping is at 10:30 a.m., this is what's going to happen. At 10:30 a.m., I am going to get online, click a button. I'm sure they have a button on their site. Every website has buttons. I'm going to click a button, and it's going to say, fill out this form. Boom, boom, boom. Put in your credit card information. I'm going to give them Nan's credit card information. It's fine. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to hit submit, and then 2 minutes I'm going to wait, and boom, it's going to be in my email. That's what's going to happen. I'm not going to have to mail it in triplicate with a stamp. Not going to have to do that. If I have to do that, we're all in trouble. But I will. For you guys, I will. I will go buy a stamp and send a letter. Whew. And then wait 3 weeks for them to mail back through snail mail a link that they could have emailed me. And then I have to download it in some weird format and re-encode it so that we can both see and hear. That's not what's going to happen. I'm just going to click a button and get it. And they're going to say, oh my gosh, it's free. Here's the link. It's free. Just take it. That's what's going to happen. It'll definitely bounce. Well, so will mine. Yeah, I'll use half of your card number, half of my card number. Then it'll be fine. Oh, JK, that sounds like such a good idea. Alright, guys, I'm going to set up OJ, and then we're going to watch OJ, and then I'll see you all tomorrow. It's Friday. Some people it's payday. My daughter, it's payday. Not me. I get paid next week, but that's fine. Are you that close? No, I don't want you to go out of your way. I don't want you to drive somewhere. That's... If I have to drive somewhere, I'm not getting you that clip. I'm not driving anywhere to get you that clip. Okay, I would, but have a good day, guys. It's time for the outro, and I love it. I love this new outro so much. I sing it loud and off key every day.
I'd write a happy song. I found a chat room where I belong. You don't know how much it means to me. With such a groove, I'm less lonely. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we say, her smile found distraction from my pain. 'Cause this creator takes you there and back again. Kathy is the heart here, always in stride. Her work is hard, but her joy she can't hide. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At Court Vibes we laugh and we stay. Her style is classy, she's always top shelf. Don't take my word, come and see for yourself. Her cases are new with a twist or two. I really like them, I believe you will too. A little lifeline passed along in rhyme. Why don't you join us? It's a guaranteed good time. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At Court Vibes we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright, she's got that grace. Come join the fun, it's a well